I love you. Hello and welcome back to the always phenomenal, ever increasing in entertainment playlist that is James Bond. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon. This is a podcast about movies and TV called Green and Faceless on the Couch. And we're talking about the man with the golden gun.
The man with the golden eyeball.
Who
is that? Oh, that's the Avalanches. You remember the Avalanches? Oh my god.
The Avalanches?
I remember that song, the Frontier Psychiatrist. That boy needs therapy.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I meant to say the man with the golden gun, but what came out was the man with the golden eyeball.
Yeah, that's right.
Part of that song. Well, I say it's part of that song. That song is nothing but samples, so I don't know where that sample came
That's
from.
That's fair.
The man with the golden gun. That's what we're here to talk about. Is this the second Roger Moore film, or is this the third one?
The third one. No, I don't know. I think it's the second one.
Third one. Nope, it's the second.
It's the second one.
Yep. Here we are. And if the first two Roger Moore films are to say anything, then the next month is going to be torture because... My goodness.
This one was not nearly as bad.
Not nearly as bad. Not nearly as bad. It was a rung and a half above the other one on a 100-rung ladder.
I honestly liked this one quite a bit more. I will say up front, obviously, we don't necessarily agree. There are some things in this movie that, I didn't care for that somehow magically carried over from the last film. I just want to talk this before we even get into the synopsis. Like, we were just talking about it before we even started recording. There's this American character that they brought in while James was, on the bayou. And I'm trying to find it. There it is. His
name was J.W. Pepper.
Yeah, that's right. Sheriff J.W. Pepper. Clifton James plays this character. And he is this racist sheriff who starts chasing after some of Mr. Big's bad, his minions in the previous episode.
Mm.
And just because they were black, but I mean, obviously they were doing very illegal things, but that's beside the point. He just says the worst shit, and then they bring him back. He and his wife are on vacation in China or Thailand, wherever they are. I don't freaking remember the actual plot of the movie.
In that moment, they were in Thailand.
Okay.
They do just like the last movie. They hop around between like 8 different locations, and it gets really annoying. And I just gave the fuck up.
Yeah,
I just gave up.
That did happen. So
he's used almost specifically for comedic effect.
Yeah, and it's all racist.
Yeah, because none of it's funny. Like, it's like, I don't know if they thought he was funny, but he's not funny. This guy is, like, just incredibly annoying.
I mean, they were making fun of Southern racist people. That's what they were doing, but it just came off as racist. To me.
If everybody else was treating him in that manner, then it would come across as funny, I think. If everybody was, like, looking at him just like, all right, man. But everybody's just going along with it. Everybody's just like... yep, he's loud, he's obnoxious, but he's our sheriff, It's like nobody's like turning against him for his racism, which would make it funny
in the movie that was, based in the 70s South, that one it made sense that the other, people on the police force were not berating him for his practices.
Right. I'm saying like they're trying to pull it off as comedic effect, but it falls flat because nobody's acknowledging it.
Right.
It's just like it doesn't come across as comedic effect. It just comes across as like almost glorifying racism, and I'm just like, I'm fucking tired of this character.
Yeah.
thankfully, I looked up his character. He's only in these 2 movies. He's out at the end of this
goodness.
one. Yeah, and we'll talk him more when we get to him in the synopsis because it's just dumb. It's all just dumb. But what we start off with was a very fun thing that I didn't know about. I saw the name pop up before I saw the man, so it was spoiled slightly for me. I'm happy I did see the name because I wouldn't have recognized the man. But Christopher Lee is in this one.
Yes.
Saruman himself.
Saruman. I did not watch the credits, so I had the delight of watching this movie and then suddenly being, Sarah, I think that is Sir Christopher Lee. And she said, nah, it cannot be. And then I looked it up, and sure enough, I was right.
I saw the name pop up because he was right after Roger Moore.
Yep.
Huge fucking name. I think this is just after The Wicker Man. Maybe this is before The Wicker Man. Let me look that up real quick here. Let me find it. Wicker Man, 1973, and this was 1974. So this was just after The Wicker Man.
Okay.
So I would have recognized him eventually. Yeah, because once I saw the name, I was immediately looking for him. I was like, oh, where's he at? And then immediately, just right at the beginning, he rises up out of the water. He's got a beautiful, brilliant pepperoni third nipple. It's really nice.
Excuse me,
dotted on
it
there
is
just
a
fine.
superfluous papilla. I don't know. It's a supernumerary nipple.
A third nipple.
Yeah.
Is what he's got.
Yeah.
It's not an insult to call it that. It's what it is.
No, I just wanted to use the funny words that they put on the Wikipedia under it. That's all.
And it's hilarious. It looks good on him. When Bond does it later, it doesn't look quite so good.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. Bond's prosthetic nipple when he's impersonating him was not good. Neither of them were good. Neither of the prosthetic nipples were good.
Lee's was better because they had a really long, exaggerated close-up just so you know what this villain's dramatic defect is. Because, Bond villains always have to have some kind of scar or defect or a recurring theme with Bond.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that's his. His is the man with the golden gun, Francisco Scaramanga, has a third nipple. And when he rises up out of the water, since I was looking for Christopher Lee, I was immediately like, oh yeah, that's the guy from The Wicker Man. That's, he looks the exact same. So I was like, there he is. I got him. But if I hadn't watched The Wicker Man and if I hadn't seen his name pop up in the credits, I don't know how long it might have taken because he looks so different when he's young. Still the same handsome man, but I know him with long white hair and a beard. What can I say?
Yeah, 100%. Also, I'm pretty sure that Attack of the Clones was the first thing that I can recall. There's probably something else where he just played an old man, but wasn't a big dramatic villain like he's amazing at doing. Even here, and I what I really like about this particular storyline is that it's not about Bond going after the world is going to end kind of thing. It is really this guy wants a worthy rival because Scaramanga is an assassin, the most elite assassin. And he's killed a couple of MI6 agents before. And they got a bullet that said 007 on it, so they thought that Scaramanga was after him. And I don't think we should spoil all of that storyline because that's the only mystery that's in this particular one.
Yeah, we won't spoil all of it, but that's all of it's on par. I will say it does become a end of the world storyline when Scaramanga is trying to steal the what is it?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Let me find it. Here. What's it called? The Solex Agitator.
Yeah. Which
is an item, a technological breakthrough that can harness the sun kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's this is a big This movie apparently came out during an energy crisis. I don't know anything about it, but a 1973 energy crisis.
Well, I do know
so
that
I guess this was like
the gas prices went through the roof. Like, there's like 6-7 a gallon or something like that, which was like, that's probably an exaggeration. But with inflation, it probably felt at least.
Yeah, back in 1973, it was probably like it went through the roof, as in like it reached 90 cents.
No, I'm pretty sure it was like $5. I know I just changed it. $4, $3. It was bad for them.
Yeah, it went from from here. It says it went from $3 to nearly $12 a barrel.
But that's, I don't know what a barrel is. What the fuck's a barrel?
It's much less. It's much more than what your cost is going to be at the pump. Like at the pump, it probably went from like a nickel to 90 cents.
Well, still,
which is still crazy.
It was still, too much.
But yeah, apparently that was a big fear, a big thing going on. So this energy weapon that could be used to fire crazy laser beam kind of things, like another end of the world, got to steal the big gun. But that's not at all, the overall, Bond is specifically going there because of the Solex agitator. Because, eventually Scaramanga comes into possession of it. But Bond, Bond's not even focused on Scaramanga. That's his goal is the Solex agitator. He's got to get that into the hands of a trustworthy government, apparently.
Right. Okay. So the reason why I kind of forgot about this Solex thing was that it was his mission before the Scaramanga threat came out. And M, played by Bernard Lee, it decided to bring all of the agents back in and is grounded all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I think that Bond is out when he's not supposed to be. Desmond Llewellyn is also Q as usual. Same with Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny. Our through members.
Yeah, and it's, I will say the movie does open up it very interestingly because it's like Scaramanga is a big threat. He's very, just like the exact same caliber of individual as James Bond himself, which, that's kind of exciting. I really do like that. And again, I like seeing Christopher Lee as the villain because that's always fucking great. He does a great job in this role. It opens up with him just with Scaramanga just chilling on a beach with a lady and his assistant, a little person named Knick-Knack. Who's Knick-Knack played by? Knick-Knack is Hervé Villechaize. I very much butchered that. I'm so sorry, Hervé. He later on played Tattoo in Fantasy Island. Look, boss, he played. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Never watched that, really. But yeah, he Knick-Knack comes and tells him that, this individual has arrived on the island, ready to kill Francisco Scaramanga. He's been hired to do so. So Scaramanga goes into his big-ass mansion, and he leads in this assassin to the Knick-Knack leads the assassin to the mansion. It was just like, all right, Scaramanga's in here. Here's your money. Go kill him. And the assassin goes into this funhouse kind of thing and within the mansion, hunting Scaramanga down. And they have a little bit of a tussle. I don't think there's actual fight going on, but it just kind of follows the assassin for the most part. Him getting scared by the mannequins that Scaramanga has in the funhouse. Getting scared by the mirrors and all that kind of stuff. And then Scaramanga comes in with his golden gun. It's a little thing that he builds out of a lighter and some stuff. It's really cool. I really love his golden gun. I do. But he shoots the assassin in the head, and Knick-Knack comes in. Knick-Knack's like, damn, I thought he'd get you this time. Well, it's I like that I like the interplay they had going on.
Yeah, I do too.
Because they seem like they're friends. But Nick Nack is very much of the opinion that he's just like, well, if you die, all of this is mine now.
Well,
so
I
don't
think
care
it's
if you
like
die,
some kind of
friend.
crazy bet that they have with each other. Like I'm
definitely
100%.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I feel that Christopher Lee's character is in on this as well. He's like, yes, I want to be challenged, and if you bring in a challenger in here, and they die, you get all my stuff because you're my only friend.
And it's kind of enjoyable, you know. Yeah. I do kind of enjoy it. And then Bond comes into the situation, and as we said, he's sent there to find the Solex, and at the same time acknowledge that there is this threat on his life from Scaramanga. I don't remember all the specifics, but I do know the first time that he encounters Scaramanga, he doesn't see him ever. He only knows he's there because he's going into a building, Bond is, and an individual that's coming out of the building gets shot. And Bond realizes, he's like, well, I wasn't his target. His target was that guy, but if I had been his target,
I'm dead.
I would have just been plain dead.
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of scares Bond a little bit because he was just like, he had no idea there was this, like, he knew the threat was there, but he didn't know the threat was literally there, like, at the same place as him. And, you know, that's kind of fun to watch Bond, like, be completely out of his element, to, like, you know, not really know what's going to happen. You know, like, there is a lot of fun moments in this. But at the same time, it still has a lot of that forgettability. Like, a lot of it just...
I think that a lot of that is
the
because
chasing
of the
down of
the location hopping, like you said. I think that's a lot of the reason why it's hard to remember everything that goes on in this movie. But I feel like it definitely didn't need to be as long as it was, because what they did with the plot was just to get them in these two people in the same room so they could battle off.
Right, so you can have a duel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of that first act is just Bond doing detective work. It's just him hunting down where the gold bullet that was sent to MI6 came from, so that he could trace that back to its roots and hopefully in turn find the Solex. And so, like, it's him going to, like, one place after another to be like, where's Scaramanga? Where is he? Who does he work for? Who does he take jobs from? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and he's just, like, scaring these people down.
Yeah.
And it's just, most of that first act is just super fucking boring. But then Scaramanga comes back in.
There is that one scene with one of the Bond girls, because what else are you supposed to call him? But it was, she worked with, she was Scaramanga's lover. I don't remember who this character's name was.
Right. But, Andrea Anders.
Thank you.
Played by Maude Adams.
Yeah. He just, like, straight up beats this woman and, like, pins her down, breaks her arm. And, you know, like, you know, he's a secret spy, got agency from the government, whatever bullshit. And, you know, maybe my ideals are old fashioned, but goddamn, dude. Like,
yeah, for real. I mean, it's also made worse because he immediately romances her afterwards. Yeah. And because of romancing her, she turns on Scaramanga.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, all right, if you can help me kill this man, you know, that's, you know, then that'll set me free. And that's a lot of her stories, because she doesn't have much choices underneath him either. She's stuck under Scaramanga's wing just as much as she's going to be stuck under Bond. Yeah. Like she's a very sad character throughout this whole movie, because of that. And once she turns on Bond, you know, once Scaramanga makes himself known to Bond by shooting that guy outside the club, you know, I remember they go to a Muay Thai boxing match. Bond and Andrea do. Bond is supposed to meet her there to pass off the Solex, or to get the Solex, I think, because she was supposed to steal the Solex. Because she slept with Bond and said she would help him do that. And while they're at that boxing match, you know, Bond shows up, sits next to her, and finds out she's just been killed. She's just dead. And she's dead because Nick Nack's behind her. Nick Nack killed her. And once Bond realizes this, he gets ready to leave, But lo and behold, there is Scaramanga.
I do think
sitting next to him. He's just like,
I do think that Scaramanga killed her because he says
he might have.
He says to Bond, "It was an incredibly difficult shot," and I think that the fact was like he had to shoot her in a way that she didn't move or fall over and alert
that makes sense.
people, or kill the person behind them.
Yeah,
even.
Well, the person behind him is just knick-knack.
That's true. That's true. He might be a little bit easier to avoid.
Right. And that's like Bond's predicament too, is he literally just walked into this trap. He's now surrounded, he's got a guy on behind him and a guy beside him.
Right.
Both of them armed, and he can't do much. So he subtly sneaks the Solex out of there, which is a little ridiculous, but like,
yeah.
Hey, it was a boxing match going on, Christopher Lee can't have his eyes on the prize at all times.
Yeah.
And even before that too, when Bond wears I think Bond wearing the nipple happens before that. I'm getting out of order with the.
Oh yeah, this is
the
way
synopsis.
Before. Yeah, this is before he even met Scaramanga.
Because he's of the impression that nobody knows, because Scaramanga is he gets hired through word of mouth kind of thing. It's like, maybe the guy who hired Scaramanga doesn't know who Scaramanga, what he looks like. So he goes there dressed up, with a third nipple and everything to pull off that. He's like, I'm Scaramanga.
Yeah.
But he doesn't realize that Scaramanga's actually at that place, that dude's house.
Yeah.
And it's like, uh-oh. Like, it seems like Bond is trying to come into my territory here. But that's when Scaramanga takes control of the Solex, because he kills the guy and is like, this is my empire now. I have the Solex agitator. Blah, blah, blah. Right. The power of the sun.
Yeah.
Wah, ha, ha, ha. Evil bad guy.
Man, I guess I forgot just a whole bunch of this movie. I will tell you that.
A lot of it just blurs together, honestly. Yeah. I struggle hard with remembering what goes on, but the problem is, I remember now, though, at the boxing match, when they get the Solex, they pass it off to another unfortunate Bond girl named Miss Goodnight, Mary Goodnight. She's a British agent, I believe, in this. I think she's an MI6 agent. And she's supposed to be his assistant, but she is literally just dumb blonde. That's the only kind of character they gave her, was dumb blonde. Even though she's got the prize, even though she has the Solex agitator in hand, she goes to put a tracking device on Scaramanga's car for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, something.
But she does.
Something stupid.
And while she's trying to plant this device, Scaramanga just comes up behind her and shoves her into the trunk. And he's like, well, we got the Solex again.
Yeah.
He just gets back in the car.
It's like, and then they with this weird helicopter crane thing, carry the car away. And then they have to try to chase down this helicopter with the car in it to save this woman. And when they get there, she's in a bikini.
Yeah, she's just chilling. She's just having a good time.
Weird.
Well, I mean, Christopher Lee explains it. He's just like, because when they get there, Mary Goodnight, who's played by Britt Eklund, by the way. She walks on screen and she's just in a bikini. She's just been relaxing, sun tanning, and Bond's like, wow, it looks like you've been having a good time there, Miss Goodnight, And, and Christopher Lee's like, well, what else was she supposed to do? She's being held captive here. She can roam freely as she wants, but you gotta enjoy the sun, am I right? Come on, Bond, you stickler. It's like you wouldn't have slept with 5 of the women here while you were under.
The most easygoing villain that we've encountered so far.
Oh yeah, he's just chilling. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he honestly
and I like that.
Yeah, but it makes the fact that he's a psychopath or a sociopath very. It's a different lens to it. But he's chill, man. Everything's fine. Yes, I kill people for a living. Whatever.
So do you.
We're the same, Bob.
He even brings that up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He even brings it up because he's just like, why are you hating me? What do you have against me? It's like, what you do for your government is literally what I do for money.
Yeah.
It's one and the same.
And I'm sure the government compensates
in my killing.
Yeah. He also, like, steals a whole bunch of shit. Like, Bond does not get all of his money from the government. That guy is rich. They show it. Like, okay. Yeah. Also, like, he does. I think he is very good at the casinos.
Gambling.
I think he knows how to play those games. He spends
all of his money on gambling. Yeah.
Was there a casino bit in this one?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't remember one, at least. But that big chase scene, though, when Miss Goodnight is stuck in the trunk or the boot, as the Brits call it, the boot. I'm in a boot.
I'm in a boot.
She calls him up. She calls Bond up, and Bond's like, "Mary, where are you at, Miss Goodnight? What's going on?" She's just like, "I'm in a boot. I'm trapped in a boot."
Yeah,
I was just like, "Oh, that's adorable. I love it."
Yeah,
but yeah, during that chase scene, though, that's when you get Sheriff J.W. Pepper. You know, he's on vacation, and Bond steals a car. That
wild chase scene.
Yeah. J.W. Pepper's just sitting in a car in a rental. Like, I like this. It's roomy. It's not too bad. You know, I could rent this car. And then Bond hops in. He's just like, I'm confiscating this vehicle. He just sets off.
And he says, "Wait a minute, boy! Aren't you that secret agent boy from England, boy?
Yeah, he likes that boy. A lot.
It's like a fucking
loony
bird or something.
He is funnier in the chase scene. He appears before the chase scene. Like, they set him up. I don't remember exactly what he's doing, but he's being really loud and obnoxious and very annoying. And I was like, oh my God, they brought him back. Like, hopefully it's just a bit part. But then he gets stuck in the car with Bond during the chase scene. And Roger Moore plays off him a little better. It's a little more comedic effect in the chase scene, because Roger Moore's doing a good job at just being like, this guy's really annoying the fuck out of me, but like, I got a job to do. This is a much funnier Bond. This whole movie is like trying to go for a more comedic James Bond.
Yeah, even the last movie.
And I don't really know if Roger Moore's pulling it off for me.
No, not yet. But it's only been two movies, and let's think to the future of how we felt in the theaters watching the Daniel Craig movies. We did not like the first time around, anyways, Casino Royale.
I really liked Casino Royale. And a lot of other people did, too.
First time around, I didn't like
Quantum of Solace is just trash.
But Quantum of Solace is trash. Okay, Casino Royale is a pretty good movie. So you guys can see that, like, we have some dedication
we're trying.
to get to the end of this, because there are some good movies. I'm sorry, this is somebody's favorite movie, and you know what? I will say, going into my closing statement, I give it a full face.
Yeah, they made a movie.
You did it. I did enjoy watching it. I did, and I enjoyed Christopher Lee's performance. I enjoyed the whole villain team. I obviously did not quite care about their end of the world plot. I thought the idea of him wanting to face off with Bond was just a fun storyline. Like, they could have just went with that. The Bond girls are just as bad as ever. And there is some racism in this film. So, but it is
there's also, I feel like there's also some,
so I'll give it that.
Like, stereotype, whatever, like, not racism, but that negativity directed towards little people as well. I feel like Nick Nat gets a lot of bit of that too. But at the same time,
but I really like Nick Nat.
He also gets to be the post credits villain. I don't know what else to call them. Once the falling action villain. Yeah. Bond's about to sleep with the lady, and then the villain has to show up. That gets to be Nick Nack, and he has a goofy time. It's really weird, but I don't know. For the most part, this one's just as forgettable as the last one. Critics of the time called it a new low for Bond. Like, a lot of them were just like, they were just like, you guys have run out of ideas. Just stop it. Like, the franchise is dried up. Like, that's what a lot of the reviews I saw were just like, yo, this is getting old. We're tired of it. Don't do more. Like, it's just let it be. But they didn't let it be. They came back for 5 more Roger Moore films. But it is better than the last one. I like, as you said, I like the villains, and it's a little more comedic. But the Bond girls just, they had nothing. They didn't get to do anything, and Miss Goodnight is literally just like probably one of the dumbest characters I've seen in the franchise so far. Like, she literally is just like,
how did she get to be a part of MI6?
For real, for fucking real. Like, and Bond just kind of making fun of her the whole time too.
They also did the thing again where they had 2 similar looking women be the 2 interests.
Right.
I got them all the time. Old movies do that to me for some reason. Like, it increases face blindness.
I agree, though. They do have similar effects. If they hadn't been showing Mary Goodnight throughout the boxing match, I would have probably thought that she was the one who has been shot. It's still fine. I don't like this movie, just like the last one, but it is funnier, and I do like the villains, so I will give it 0.5 star more. It's 2.5 stars. That's where I'll stand.
Not bad.
Just fine.
Not great. So we did it. We did another round of James Bond, and we'll just keep on coming with that more and more, and hopefully
more.
We'll
I see what you did there.
Gold.
More.
more. We're getting more and more. Yeah, I did that on
5
purpose.
more mores. And then we'll get to Halloween.
5 more
and
mores.
We'll have a real good time. Maybe we'll have a good time with the next film. I don't know. What is the next one? It's, let me pull it up here. The Spy Who Loved Me.
The Spy
if you want, indeed. This was, by the way, the last film directed by Guy Hamilton, so maybe that will be a turnaround. Maybe now that Guy Hamilton's not the director, maybe it'll be a little more liveliness or something, brought into these. Who knows?
We'll see. And with that, I think that's our
Indeed.
show.
I'm the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leone. Safe travels. Should I change it to good riddance? Was that fun?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Okay.
Don't do that to them.
Safe travels and good nights.
Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.